Hello everyone, welcome to Rain's channel. Today is a really fresh experience. I'm gonna talk about Dusty Camp. So it was my first time going to like campus and staying there. Over the years, I remember my brother had said that when he went to Dusty Camp, he stayed at the dorm. So I had this like visualization that the dorm was really small, but when I first went, okay, this is how I went. My family took me to Dusty Camp. I got off. I saw long lines of people. Now, I did not know anybody, so I was like, oh, well, it is what it is. So I was waiting in line. I go up to the people. They put one of those lanyards on me and my number's there, and then I go ahead and move to the next line. And then I'm going to these two other people, and I see this guy with really long hair and this other girl that kind of looks like one of my other friends, but she's not. So I move on forward. I go inside. They ask me for, I guess, my email or something, and then I give it to them. I go to the lady behind them, and all the while my favorite song is playing, and I felt like one of my favorite songs, and I feel like it's like really for me. And then there's this lady and she tells me, oh, you can download this app so you can open the dorm room. And I was like, okay, bet, like I'll do it. Like, and then I tried doing it and I couldn't get in, but then she helped me and I got it with my regular email, not my Dusty email. So then they take us to the dorms, or we go to the dorms, and oh yeah, so I opened my dorm and it's like a little hotel. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. I immediately took pictures and I was like, yes. Anyways, so I took pictures. Then I went around exploring the little dorm while we waited. And there's this dance room. I was like, oh, this is perfect because I'm a dancer. Like this is what I need. So I quickly just like got my phone and started doing TikToks. And so this is just me doing more and more from Twice. I know I want it. And I was just like pretty much dancing the whole time. And then they eventually called us, grouped us up. Sorry, I just woke up. So they called us, put us together, they talked to us, and then we moved on. We went to, I believe we went to Breezeway, and no, okay, they gathered us together, and we went to the theater at St. Tammyou. They sat us all down, and I saw this one girl split off from her friend, and the girl ended up next to me, and her friend ended up here with the gap of where you walk. And so the girl, her name was Priscilla, and I was like, hi, what's your name? And she said, oh, Priscilla, or you can call me Gigi. And I was like, okay, I'll still call you Priscilla. So yeah, me and Priscilla were talking, and the presentation started. I did not pay attention for most of it. And then they put a quiz at the end. I was like, girl, I didn't pay attention at all. So they started sending us off in groups depending on what major we're majoring in. Mine said arts and sciences and then like engineering. And I was like, engineering? I don't do engineering. But I guess that's what I chose. So they're calling us by that. I didn't hear mine, so I got left behind. And then I told the guy, and he was like, oh, like I already called, but it's over there. And I was like, okay. Which is a shame because they were calling us and they were going to ask us, like, what food do we want from Subway or something. So, yeah. Then it turns out this other girl missed it too. So this other camp counselor, or yeah, I guess camp counselor, uh, took us, and she took us to the classroom we're supposed to be in. And then me and the girl ended up together in that engineering class with this other girl named Alice. And I was like, I guess this is my friend, right? The friend that we're supposed to make. So then the girl realized she was in the wrong classroom and she left me. Not Alice, the other girl, the one that I was with. And I was like, great, I guess I'll just be me and Alice. And they started going over the engineering. It was so boring. I just started drawing on my bingo card. And then towards the end, this one guy got up and he was like, I have an extra sandwich if anybody wants it. And I was like, oh, so they gave it to me, and I was like cool, bomb, right? And then I went to I went to, okay, they took us to the Breezeway, and there we started getting off and getting together in groups, and my little card said Devil's Advocates, and I was like, period, like I'm a Devil's Advocate. And then I saw the other people's names, like of the groups, and it didn't sound that good. We were the only ones devil related, so I was like, okay. So once I found my team, I was like, oh, Devil's Advocates, right? And they were all just like straight faced. I was like, oh, we need a little like more attitude here. I don't know. I was the only one like really happy, excited to be there, to be existing, to be living. And then so we got paired off with a camp counselor, Sophie. So we went off together. We ended up in the classroom, and we played a few games. We played music. The games that we played consisted of like putting cups together as in like small groups. And my team and I cheated. I was like, okay, if I was in Survivor, we would not make it because we're just cheating and we couldn't get the cups together. So yeah, we didn't get last, but we didn't get first, and we technically would get disqualified. So yeah. Then another game that we played was throwing this ball and talking about ourselves, and throwing this ball and answering questions. So yeah, I found out that there's a lot of Ivies this year. I don't know what that was about. So then after throwing the ball, we played human bingo, and we went around, and I actually sat down next to these two guys. They were really cool. Edgar and Victorio. Victorio actually I related to a lot. He played video games and he played Pokemon Go. He added me on Pokemon Go. And the video games thing, like, we related. It was nice. After that, I just kind of, oh yeah, I met Brian there. And I was not expecting to be friends with him or to pair up with him at all, really. So after we played Human Bingo, we went off to, what is it called? We went off to go have lunch, right? So we get there and they're giving like chicken fried steak and I don't know what the sides were, and then lemonade, and I was like, bomb, oh, I love this. And I sat next to Brian, but between Brian and I, some guy sat down and he was very sassy, very, I don't know, very saucy. And I was like, okay. Like he flirted with me a little bit. I was like, oh my gosh, right? And I'm not sure if Mariah sat on that side, which is the girl I had met in the classroom. In the classroom, I met Ivy, Mariah, Valentina, Brian, Victorio, Edgar, and I don't know who else. But yeah, those are the more notable people. So we had lunch, and then we grouped up together again and went off to go do a little skit. Now, I was throwing a lot of good ideas for the skits, but nobody was taking my ideas. And at some point, it was so, I don't know, this guy was like, why are you throwing out good ideas now that we've already chosen a skit? And I was like, I don't know. So, yeah, so anyways, we go to the classroom, but I had to go to the restroom, so I separate from the group, and then I come back, and the people, my friends are like coming out, so we go to the bottom restroom, and while I wait, there was a camp counselor, then I danced for her. I was like, na 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 na, you know, again, and she was like, oh my gosh, amazing, amazing. And all the while, Brian was watching me from the backside, and he just saw the whole performance, but the backside of me. Then we went to the classroom, and there we practiced a skit. We ended up choosing High School Musical, the last scene, where we're like, we're all in this together, na na na. But yeah, we're practicing that song, and I meet two of the girls there. I meet Ivy, number 2, and I meet I don't ever remember this girl's name. It's been a while. Let's just go with the name Miranda. I don't know. So, we dance the High School Musical dance, and then and then we do the college camp. Hi, college camp. We do the college camp chant, and we're not really that into it. And Valentina was sitting at our table, and she sounded like, I don't know, main character. I was like, okay, this is interesting. So we go to the gym to perform, and then we're all sitting in groups, and then they call us first, and I was like, girl, I'm not ready. So we go up and we do like a little High School Musical. We're all in this together. Yeah. And then after that we do the chants. We're like bum ba bum bum ba bum bum ba bum 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 bum. Let's go na na. But yeah. So we do that. We get last place. I was like, wow, we so bombed. I don't know. We get last place. We're first to perform, and then we get last place, and then we see everybody else go. They announce the winners, and then we go off to go. I believe we went to go eat again. Oh no, we went to the center, and then we had 3 choices. Let me know what you would choose. It was chips with cheese, pizza, but 1 slice, or corn in a cup. I chose pizza, and I got a popsicle, and then I got lemonade. And I sat with this girl. I sat with Miranda and her boyfriend, and she was like, "Oh my gosh! Like I heard for the pool party, like you don't have to go to the pool party. You can just go drink, and have you can go drink and no, you can go watch a movie, Final Destination Bloodline." I was like, "No, I don't want to go there." So, after we eat, we go to the game room, and I meet Tristan. Apparently, he's a Red Knight from this fraternity called Omega, and I want to join that Omega, like that fraternity, but I don't know. I just found out that 2 people from my workplace are members, so yeah. And in my workplace, I feel very like, I feel sidelined. Like I feel like I'm not really well liked by everyone. My managers even told me, don't stand, people have been complaining that you stand too close to people. And then I see them and they're standing next to each other, and I'm like, you just don't want me to bond with you. But yeah, but I will give them this. I have scared a lot of them just by walking up or standing next to them. And I guess that's probably what it is. But it's not my fault that they get scared easily. But anyways, so we go in the game room, and then we play with, I play with Miranda with her friend Miranda and her boyfriend Brian as well. There's 2 Brians here. So all 4 of us are playing slapjack. Miranda got last place. I got 3rd place. Her boyfriend got 2nd, and Miranda won. So yeah, we played twice, and then her boyfriend won, and then Miranda got 2nd place, and then I got 3rd again, and then Miranda got 4th. So yeah, or Brian got 4th. I don't remember, but I just remember getting 3rd twice. And then after that, we go to the pool party because they're having a pool party now. I thought that we could only go to the pool party, but turns out we could also go play loteria. We could go watch a movie. We could go do something else as well. I don't remember. But so I go to the dorm. I take a shower, change clothes, and then I go to the pool party, and I see that they're giving food again. So it's pizza, corn and cup, cheese with chips. What would you choose? I chose corn and cup. It was really good. And then I heard that I could get like a drink, and I was like, oh, period, let's go get a drink. So I go up to the girl, and she's like, hi, what can I get for you? And I was like, I'd like, well, I don't know what I would like. What is there? And she's like, there's mango daiquiri mock cocktail. I don't know what something like that. So I was like, yeah, I'll have that. So she was making me the mocktail. So she was making me the mocktail, and she poured the mango, then she put like the chile around it, like the tamarindo, and I was like, I don't like chile like that. So I was like, girly, can you make me a new one without the chile? And she's like, sure. So I was like, okay, cool. So she made me a new one, and then before I could even say anything, she like grabs the cup with the mocktail, gives it to me, and then she pours a candy with chile on it into my cup, and I was like, girl, what did I say? I said without chile, and she put a candy in it that has the chile, and I'm just like, ¿por qué te digo las cosas? And she's I didn't tell her anything. I just took the mocktail and I walked away. I took out the candy, threw it away, drank it. But anyways, then I see that there's a dance floor, and I'm like, oh yay! Like I love to dance, and the dance floor, the people were calling me, and I was like, but then I tore the dance floor up. I was the best dancer. I even did a death drop, but it came at a cost. I got thorns in my hands and thorns on my backside, and I was like, oh, no, that was not good. And my skin was irritating, but I took off all the thorns. I kept dancing, and then we made a little group, and then I ended up in a circle. I was like, oh, I gotta show these people how it's done. I felt like nobody cheered, nobody clapped. I must have looked awkward. All I remember was seeing the world turn upside down. But I dropped to the floor and then I spun, and all I see is my leg go up like that, and then I go like that. And then I have thorns all over my backside. And this girl that I had met previously, she's helping me take off the thorns. And then she's like, you have it all over your butt. And I was like, I can handle it. And then I go, okay, so I take off the thorns. I go to the pool to like really get the irritation away, but it's just not going away. So I decided to go in the pool. I put my wallet and my towel aside, and I go into the pool. I started stepping through into the pool, and then I realized halfway in the pool, I have my phone in my pocket. I take it out slowly. I turn it on to see if it turns on, and I just see Jesus like that. And I was like, thanks, Jesus. So at least it turns on. And it didn't even work, but yeah. So I give it to this girl that's there, Ivy, the Ivy number 2. And I go into the pool. I try to be with my friends that I met, but they seemed like really into themselves, so I kind of seemed outcasted. And then eventually Ivy gets in the water, number 2, Ivy 2. And she's like, you're my friend now. So we just started talking about K-pop and what groups we liked and everything. And then eventually they called us to go, and I was like, okay, cool. So we go into the dorm, and I just like go ahead. I start getting ready for bed, and then I start going to sleep. And then at 2 in the morning, something happens that I cannot say. And it was something that was like called for me to be with someone. Now, I didn't have anybody in my dorm next door, so I could not go to safety's hands immediately. So it's like, I need to leave my dorm because I could possibly not be here right now. So I leave my dorm with my little lantern, and I'm going up the halls looking for somebody that was still awake. Go to the first floor, nobody. Second, nobody. Third, nobody. Go back down. I don't know if I went back to my dorm or not, but I then tried again, and I went up to the second floor, and I hear movement. I hear like a, and I was like, which door is it? Left or right? And I was about to knock, but then I hear movement again. And I was like, okay, that's the right door. So I knock on the door, and then I hear, did somebody knock? And I was like, yes. So then some guy opens the door, and he has like hair up to here. He's a little bit overweight. And he's like, yes. And I was like, oh, like I can't be alone right now, and I really need somebody. Can I chill with you like out here or in your dorm? And he's like, sure. And I was like, okay. I guess in your dorm, I feel much better that way. So I go inside his dorm. He has his laptop out, and he's like playing a game, and he puts it aside, and I see it's Plants vs. Zombies 2, and I was like, that's my game. I'm so glad. And then I go over to his chair because he has it set up. He puts his laptop there. He's a PC gamer. He starts playing. Oh yeah, his name was Juan. Yeah, my favorite one out of the world, just saying. So he's playing, then he goes to, oh, he's showing me the games and everything, and somehow time went by, and it was already 6, and I was already feeling tired, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back to my dorm, I'm gonna hope for the best. Thank you so much for letting me in your dorm. And then we go to the front of his door, and I'm like, you literally saved my life. And then I walk off, and then I go to my dorm, I lay down, I try to go to sleep again, and then I actually fell asleep. But then I woke up at 6 a.m. and I was like, okay, that is not something I should be, I need to leave because I could die. So I went outside of my room, and I'm just waiting, and my door locks on me, and I just hear like movement. I hear like someone getting ready, and then I hear click clack, and I was like, RuPaul? No, I'm kidding. I hear click clack again, and it's a girl, and she's like, hi, can I help you with something? And I was like, yeah, I'm locked outside my room. I need my shoes. And I was like, it's 6, almost 7, which is the time. 7 is the time to get in line for Starbucks. And she's like, oh yeah, I can help you. So she goes over to get the key. She opens my door. I get my shoes, and then I ask her about the whole Starbucks thing. And she's like, oh yeah, just follow that guy, and he'll take you to the pod, and then you'll be right next to the Starbucks line. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm like since I was awake at 6 and it's already gonna end 6:30. I'm like the first one awake. Like there's no way. So I go over to the pod. I buy myself gummy worms. It was really good. And then I go to the waiting area, and I see Victorio there, and I was like, why are you here? I thought I was the first one awake. I literally thought nobody else would be awake. And he's like, no, I just want to be here early. And I was like, okay, cool. So I wait with him, and I ask him like, do you want gummy worms? And I'm like, early bird gets the worm. And he's like, sure. So we shared gummy worms. Then we go off to the line, which is just me, him, and some other girl, and for Starbucks. And we go up, and I'm like, okay, like I just found out I really like caramel frappuccino. They have for a caramel frappuccino, but it's with mocha, and I don't like mocha, so I don't think I'm gonna get that. I asked if I could get it without the mocha, but they told me no, we can't take out the mocha. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll go for the lemonade, the acai lemonade, right? Can I get it with the apple juice? No, we can't get it with the apple juice. You just kind of have to have it like that. I was like, okay, I guess I'll just get that and without the apple juice. And then I drink it, and it tastes like it has apple juice. So I was like, okay, well. So I go down. I'm drinking with. I go down. I go off to the side, and it looks like Katy Perry's music video, Never Really Over, and it's like all peaceful, kumbaya, and with like seats, and we're drinking with the sunrise. And then Victoria goes off to be with his girlfriend, and I had just called this other girl that was alone. Her name is Alexa. She's so funny. I could tell she's gonna age gracefully. She's talking to me about relationships and how terrible her coffee is. She throws out her coffee because I convinced her to. And I did it. I told her it's for Mother Nature. Like she would appreciate it if you don't like it. So she threw it out, and then she went off to go get something. And then Brian and this other guy, Jaime, shows up, and they're like, hey, like let's go for the breakfast. And I was like, I'm waiting on Alexa. So then Alexa comes, we all go together. We go to have breakfast. It's eggs, potatoes, bacon, sausage, pancakes with punch, orange juice, and water. So we're there. There's a whole, okay, we sit down first. It's Mariah, me, Jaime, and Brian. And then these, just a bunch of guys sit on the other side of the table. And for some reason, after I finished eating, I was like, let's play Kiss, Marry, Kill. And then they were like, we're all a bunch of guys. We're not gonna play that. And I was like, oh, well, we have one girl. And they're like, we're still not gonna play it. We're a bunch of guys. And I was like, okay, fine. So then I try to convince Alexa to play with me, and she decides to marry herself, and I'm like, I guess I'll just, right? No, I'm kidding. What do we do? We just finished eating, and then we go off. We see the library, we see the places we need to see. It was really nice. We dipped our pins in the pool, in the water. I'm not sure what else we did, but we we go to this other location. What is it? Oh, I think we go to the center. Yeah, we go to the center. We talk to a bunch of people there about the fraternities, and I was really interested in the Omega one. And we go to this one that's called Christians on Campus, and there's a wheel, and I spun the wheel, and it landed on goodie bags. So I got a goodie bag, and then my friend Mariah, she spun it, she got a goodie bag, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's literally Jesus saying you and you. So we got the goodie bags, and I was like, thank you, Jesus. And then we went off to this to see the other fraternities, and really, I didn't really like them. So after that, we go to the student center, and there's some like businesses and stuff like that, and we go over them, and they were really cool. We go to the gym, and the gym was really nice. It was kind of empty though. That's the only thing I don't like about the gym. So the gym, what does it do? We go away from the gym. We go to the other, like the actual gym, and then after the actual gym, we go to have lunch. Now the lunch is like a sandwich or something. It wasn't that amazing. Not even the chips are burnt. And while there, I was talking with some of the people there, and Juan was there sitting with us, and we were talking, and he's like, yeah, no, that night we went to the pool. You guys went to the pool party. I went to Loteria, and I was just winning every single game. I won so much. They told me, you can't win anymore. Like, we need other people to win. So he just started playing by himself, and he kept winning by himself. So he told the girl next to him, like, do you want my cards? And she made the decision not to take his cards, because she knew that if she took the cards, karma would get her, and she wouldn't win somewhere else. So she decided not to keep it. Not to take them. So she lost every single match, and he won every single one. Then he got one of these hats, and everybody was like, oh my gosh, it's so good, it looks so nice. And I was like, yeah, I agreed with him. And then we went off to, I forgot what we did. Oh yeah, we went off to this other classroom where we watched My Little Pony, and I was drawing there, and I didn't have a phone at that point, so I could not do what everybody else was doing. And then eventually I used my camp counselor's phone, Sophie. She did what's it called? She let me in. I left a review. I was very truthful. I said that I did not like how I didn't have a dorm buddy. That's it. That was the only complaint I had. As I was leaving that room, Valentina, the main character girl, she was like this with this hat, and she was like, does anybody want this? I don't really want it. And then I was like, oh, I'll take it. So I have this hat now. Thank you, Valentina, if you're watching. It was nearing the end. We went to the theater, and the theater, it was like one of the last stops. They were talking to us, and when we get there, I sat down, and I was like, okay, I was listening. And then we move on from the theater, and as I was leaving, Priscilla actually was there, and I was like, hey, isn't this ironic? I started with you, and I'm leaving with you. And she's like, yeah, that is ironic. And then we go off to the line to go to where the lines are, and as I'm going that way, some guy last minute talks to me, and he's like, oh hey, like what's up with you? I don't know what. And then he asked me, like, are you fruity? And I was like, is an elephant heavy? And he's like, yeah. Then yeah. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no. And I was like, are you? And he's like, I think he said yeah. I mean, obviously he said yes, but I don't know how he said it. And then we clicked really well and we added each other, and then we went off. And what did we do? Oh yeah, I went to go to the dorm, got my stuff, left, and then I got picked up by my family. And then I got this doggy. His name is Mighty. And then I got something else. I don't remember what else. Oh yeah, I also got a cat, but we had to give her back because she was not eating and she was always crying. So we were afraid that she was gonna. So yeah. Then I finally go back to my job because I was not going for a reason. They didn't fire me because I gave them something, so not money, nothing, just something like important. And that's it. That was my whole Dusty Camp experience. It was good. It was fantastic. I just want to say that the whole time when I was at Dusty Camp, all the like 2-3 camp counselors was like, "You're so amazing. I could tell that you're just gonna have like the best school spirit. Like, I mean, the best camp spirit. Like, I could just tell." Because this guy, he was observing me, and I would do like things that were just like over the top, where I was just always cheerful. And then at the end, when they were announcing names, they were like, "All right, best spirit," right? I was like, "Oh, this is me. This is gonna be me," right? They've been saying this whole time. They're like, "This other guy," and I was like, "No, I totally respect it because it's not even 2019. I should have been in college 2019, 2020. My time has passed. I'm not mad. I will gladly be that robbed queen." And then like I look over at the counselors, and one of them, he's like, "It should have been you," and I was like, "I know." But yeah, so that was my experience. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give a like and don't forget to subscribe. I do plan to make an animation of this video, and hopefully I make more videos. But till then, stay tuned.